waiting for my Wi-Fi to connect on my other phone. All right, I think we're good. All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, as always, we want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakakadash. We want to give double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. That's also true. And that's still teaching the truth. And much peace, love, and salutations to the elect. All right, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes, and who the Lord's going to deliver in these last days. So we always say Shalom. All right, Great Millstone Dallas out here again on another Friday. Today's date is what, the 18th of July. All right, the hopeful year, all right, of our deliverance and the downfall of Esau Edom, man. All right, and we're living in some very, very exciting times according to prophecy, man. Okay, because that's what this is what you should be concerned with, man. The scripture says, matter of fact, I know I told you to hold Ezekiel 12. Baba Kashak, could you hold Jeremiah, excuse me, not Jeremiah, Sirach 39 and 1? And then we can also backdoor that with Revelation 19 and 10.
This is Sirach 39, verse 1. Verse 1, it says, "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients, and be occupied in prophecy."
Right, so it says that if you give your mind to the law of the Most High and the meditation thereof, right, you will be occupied in prophecy, man. You see? And because prophecy is the pivotal piece and key to this thing of what you see before you, man. That word prophecy, when you get it, that word pro meaning before, and facade means to say. Okay, so whenever you're prophesying, that means that you're saying something before it happens, man. See, and that's what the Lord set us up to do. He set us up to be what? Occupied or busy in prophecy, man. Okay, not busy in the affairs of this life and the affairs of this world, you know. Not to be busy to be the father of the year, the husband of the year, you know, not being busy with trying to be employee of the month. Okay, now if these things happen, then, you know, call Allah Yahweh Bashim Shai if it comes with better in your situation. But this isn't the end all be all, man. Okay, read that again.
Ecclesiasticus Sirach 39 and 1. "But he that giveth his mind to the law of the Most High, and is occupied in the meditation thereof, will seek out the wisdom of all the ancients, and be occupied in prophecy."
Right, it says that you will seek out all the wisdom of the ancient, man. You see? And we have a legacy and a heritage as Hebrew Israelites of our forefathers, of ancient men, all right, that paved the way for what you see today, man. As a matter of fact, we can get Revelation 19, but also grab Sirach 44. We can start at the top of that.
Revelation 19 and 10. "And I fell at his feet to worship him, and he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai."
And it has a testimony of Yahweh Shai, right? And the testimony is the witness. You see, we have been given mysteries through Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, through the Holy Spirit, that's been passed down to our teachers, the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to like-minded men of the end of pretty much of the end of this society, man, the end of this world as we know it, man. And when we say end of this world, we ain't talking about the whole planet Earth blowing up like the goddamn Death Star. You know what I'm saying? Or the, you know, Esau, like the so-called white man, likes to say that eventually the Earth is just going to blow up or the sun is going to destroy the Earth. Here it is. Hey, how the hell does Esau know, man? Here it is. You got a pivotal piece of creation, the sun itself, which gives life. That's gonna destroy the Earth.
Right.
That's how you know, man. This man Esau, the so-called white man, he's the harbinger of death, man. That's why he has to be taken out the way. But we have the testimony and the witness of our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, man. Right. Go ahead.
It says, "Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy."
See, the testimony of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach is the spirit of prophecy. So if you're coming in the same spirit as who the world calls Jesus Christ, you will be prophesying, man. You see? And these so-called Christians, you know, you got billions upon billions of Christians on the planet Earth, right? What are they prophesying about? You don't have Joel Osteen prophesying in the church. You don't have T.D. Jakes prophesying. You don't have your regular Sunday school, your regular Sunday preacher prophesying. See, you ask them to break down the book of Revelation. They're trying to tell you it's a sealed book. They don't know. It's sealed. Try to, tell a Christian to break down Daniel 7. They ain't going to know. Daniel 2, they're not going to know. Jeremiah 23, they're not going to know. Okay? Any more on that? Okay. Let's get Sirach 44, man.
Sirach 44, verse 1. Let us now praise famous men and their fathers that begot us.
Right, it says, let us now praise famous men and their fathers that begat us, man. And who are some of those famous men? Abraham, Adam, you know what I'm saying? Shem, Arphaxad, Seth, Enos. Going down the line of our forefathers, man. Because, hey, this is a heritage of what you see, man. When you read Genesis and you read the book of, when you read Genesis chapter 5, and it gives you the generations of Adam. Hey, that's you got people that just skim over that, man.
Right.
That's showing you the lineage of line of the sons of God, man. Adam, Enos. Adam, Seth, Enos. Down the line, and then Shem, Arphaxad, Peleg, Eber. All the way down, Noah. You know what I'm saying? All the way down until Abraham, man. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, our patriarchs, our forefathers, man. That's a lineage, man.
Right.
You see? And we're following it, and we're continuing the legacy of our forefathers. We ain't following no legacy of no goddamn Martin Luther King, man. Malcolm X. That's our forefather. Rosa Parks sat in the back of the bus. You gotta sit there. Man, nobody give a damn about that. And there's more people that did that before Rosa Parks did.
Exactly.
The whole civil rights movement, man. Nobody give a damn who's civil rights. Civil rights got our people. Civil rights got your so-called Negroes in a sunken place, man. Because you want to sit in the back of the bus and share a water fountain with your enemy, man.
I never wanted to do that.
Nobody said you did.
I'm going your side.
Yeah, I'm saying, but nobody said you did. Go ahead, bro.
Martin Luther King said we did.
Hey.
Dream was our dream.
Hey, but Martin Dream, what did Martin Luther King say? Well, before he died, he said he felt like he led his people into a burning house. Go ahead.
Back to Sirach 44 and 1. Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us.
Yep.
Yahweh Shai has brought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning.
Right, and this is going to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, down the line, man. Okay? Men that our people don't know about.
Right.
They're saying, Father Abraham had many sons had father. And when I was a kid, I thought I was talking about Abraham Lincoln. I had no clue that I was talking about Abraham in the Bible. I'm dead serious. I had no clue I was talking about Abraham. I'm like, why they singing about Abraham? Who is Abraham? Who's Isaac? Who's Jacob? If you're a Christian, you should be asking me, they should be able to tell you, okay, this is Abraham, this is Isaac, this is Jacob, this is Esau. This is the 12 tribes, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, so on and so forth. Christians can't explain that. Why does that matter? What does that have to do for me? You got it, brother. And any points too. You know what I'm saying? Bro's got points, please make them.
Right. Read it again. This is Sirach 44, verse 1 again. Let us right now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us. Yahweh Shai has brought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning. It says, verse 3, such as did bear rule in their kingdoms, men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding.
Men renowned by their power, giving counsel by their understanding, right? Hey, because the scripture says what? The things that are written aforetime are written for our learning.
Right.
That we, through patience and much comfort of the scriptures, we might have hope. So we read the accounts of our forefathers. Read the account of Jacob before he went to Esau and what he did and how he felt. See, we read those accounts when he was with Laban. And, get pretty much gathering himself so that what? The 12 sons could be born. Right. All that happened, all that's written for a reason, man. It ain't just written, this is the story of Jacob, and this is what he did when he went to Haran. Right. And he met up with Laban, and he had a lot of shit. It's telling you, it's giving you a background and a historical reference of how the 12 tribes came on the scene.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a very vital point. You know? But then what I say, that's why he always try to stop at Abraham. Esau don't want you to go no further than Abraham. He want to say everybody is involved. That's why we go to the New Testament. He said to always saying is what? It's for everybody. No, it's not. Because like you said, that lineage continues. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob going to the 12 tribes. When you get amongst those, the tribes were due time was scattered. Until you had Deuteronomy 28. Now we're trying to, you have people that come out, oh y'all Israel, all y'all talk about is Deuteronomy 28. That's all you know? No, but that is a very vital point. Is what happened to her?
Right.
How did we end up in this predicament?
Right. Because the Lord said they were sons.
Right.
These were sons who the curses that will befall the true Israelites in the end times, man. There'll always be a curse upon them, man. Right. See, until Yahweh shall lift their curse, man.
Right.
See? You know, hey, we don't give a damn what you niggas say. You know what I'm saying? That's like the brother said, that's pivotal, man. That's key that you go into that. That's how we all found out that we were Israelites, man.
Right.
You know, if it weren't for those curses, understanding those curses, we wouldn't have knew.
Right.
You see? And when it comes to Christianity, only thing Christians know about the Israelites, they'll tell you, God cast them away. Yeah, he cast them away.
He cast Israel away.
Right.
He cast the scriptures clearly tell you that the Most High cast away his people. God forbid. They'll literally say that God casted his own people away. But the Bible clearly says, it literally says opposite of that. Literally, it says, has the Most High cast away his people? God forbid, which means no.
Right. Bro, why would the scriptures, especially leading into the New Testament, bro, why would Matthew 1, what is that, like Luke chapter 3, it goes into their lineage, man. Right. Like you said earlier, Genesis 5, why, if it was done away, why would they have that in there, bro? They let you know what it's about. All right, this is Matthew 1. All right, this is from Abraham unto Yahweh. When you go to Luke, Luke 3, it goes from Yahweh all the way down to Adam, which is the son of God. You see, now why would it say, why would it have it in there if it wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And they're all Israelites.
Right.
Well, Rahab wasn't. Well, at the end of the day, the seed doesn't go through the woman. The seed comes from the man. You are of your father.
Right.
You know, you are of your father, man. It doesn't. It's not a matriarch. It's a patriarch.
Right.
Okay. That's what a pedigree goes back to the loins and lineage of your forefather, man. Okay.
The soil don't predict what type of plant it's going to grow.
Exactly.
It's the seed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now that soil, that seed that soil is planted in, it could cause the apple to maybe come out maybe a shade of a different color.
Right.
It may be like a red. It could be like a reddish yellow, or it could be a green apple.
Right.
It could be a yellow apple. It could be a little bit softer, a little bit more sweet.
Right.
But at the end of the day, if I plant an apple seed in the soil, you ain't about to have an orange tree pop out.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's not going to happen. It's still going to be an apple tree, but you have various different apples. You have various different kinds of oranges.
Right.
You got different kinds of fruit.
Right.
You know, just as you have Israelites, we're all of the same seed, but we come in various different shades.
Right.
You know, the scripture says that. The scripture says Ephraim is a cake unturned. You know, my people is like a speckled bird.
Right.
You know, you got it, brother.
They need the prophet to kind of bring it out to you, because the Lord said in Galatians 4 he was going to redeem his people, bringing us back to the remembrance, you know. And then, you know, the Lord, like you say, for Christians, got a stumbling block. They go and read Book of Ruth, all right, Boaz. Now, they were like, oh, well, look at Ruth, look what she was. But Boaz was what? He was part of that lineage.
Exactly.
It came still through the lineage, and that came out of Ruth. It came out of the lineage, came to Yahweh Shai. But then when he come out, then you try to say, well, now he said everybody can be joined into the Israelites. No, because of the bloodline. All right? You can't be joint hands with a bloodline. Then when he tell him in John 4:21, the woman that was at the well, what did she say? You know, the king, he brought those heathens down, and she was a part of those heathen lineage. And what did he say? Yeah, come. And what did he say? He said, our father Abraham, you know, and she told him what? You know not what you know it. All right, we know salvation is for who? The Jews. And he said that because at the time, it was the southern kingdom that was within that land.
Yep. That's right. Because you had them heathen, like the priest mentioned, you had them heathen, those Cushites, if you will, and all those various different nations that went up there. So what? They got transported. You see, they got transported into our land when you read 2 Kings the 17th chapter. Because the northern tribes got kicked out the land. They got kicked out of Samaria. See? Back y'all up. Isaiah 63, somebody can break it down. Isaiah 63, I'm going to start at verse 18, but the point is in verse 19. It says, the people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little while. Our adversaries have trodden down thy sanctuary. It says, we are thine. Thou never bearest rule over them. They were not called by thy name.
And you know that, hey, you know, this is second Ezra to tell you that, it says, thy name will be not found nowhere else but in Israel.
Yeah.
You see? So that shows you right there, hey, man, the Lord is only dealing with the nation of Israel. Right. You see? Those Gentiles that you read about in the New Testament, they were Israelites, man. Acts chapter 6, when that confrontation came up between the Grecians, when you go in that word, it's Hellenistic, man. Right. I think I said it right. Hellenistic. You know what I'm saying? Which is basically a Greek-speaking Jew, man.
Hellenistas.
Yeah. What?
Greek-speaking Jew, and you have Helen, which is an Israelite, which is pretty much, you have Helen and Hellenistas, where you see Grecian and Greek, like you're going into. You know, right, you got it.
Right. See, that's why it's important to go into the Maccabees, man. You know, you understand, okay, all right, that's why they have that country. That's why Paul said that either Jew or Greek. You know what I'm saying? Well, okay. Because you understand during the, the Hellenistic period, man. You see with Antiochus, man. You understand it. Well, that's why a lot of Christians, man, that's why it's important to know the history. That's how you understand the history.
Right.
TikTok man, the Messiah.
And it's being fulfilled unto us in these last days. It tells you that. As a matter of fact, you have something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 47 and verse 17. It says, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh Shai with an everlasting salvation, yet shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. World without end. Hey, so the Lord, he said that we go into, what is that? Isaiah, what is it? The other nations are nothing but spittle.
Yep.
Is that the 45?
Spittle, yeah, Isaiah 45.
Yeah, same chapter. Isaiah 45 says the other nations are nothing. All right, says the same thing in 2 Ezra 6. So why is the Lord that he consider nations like spittle, all right, like a drop of a bucket, and try to join the million with the apple of his eye?
I did not, but I think I might like
That don't make any sense. The Lord, like I said, the Lord ain't changed not. All right. So how is the Lord? And so what Christians and you other people even might try to do is just say, the Lord now He's changed. All right. Yahweh, the Most High, has changed. Now He said everybody can be engraved. All right. The prophets are here to tell you that the lineage remains the same. The bloodline remains the same. And it's no joint hand in hand. All right. So if you join hand in hand with the heathen, as the prophet will tell you, the Lord said you're going to be destroyed among with them.
You're going to be punished with you're going to be destroyed with the uncircumcised, with the uncircumcised. You know, because when it says that Israel shall, matter of fact, read that again, Isaiah 45.
Yeah. This is back in Isaiah 45, verse 17. When you read,
It's like I thought you were still there.
no, I'm good. Isaiah 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved by Yahweh Shemel Shai with everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
Right, world without end. And that world without end, when you get that word in the Hebrew, that word is Iwalam, which means like a long duration of time, antiquity, or perpetual. You see, letting you know that even though we will be casted away, we will be casted down, the Lord will put us into captivity, at the end of the day, He's not going to renege on His promises, man. His promises are still going to come. His promises are still in effect. He put His word above His name, man. So when it says that Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation, world without end, that's a perpetual covenant that's never going to be broken, man.
Right.
And you see, in the scripture says that what? It says that matter of fact, what's that? Malachi 3, where it says that I'm the Lord and I change not. Therefore, you judges, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. You know, the Lord doesn't change, man. So the things that the promises that He promised unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob and the 12 tribes, even though we went into captivity and we were given the law, right? The law that we were given, which was given to Israel, is a foreshadowing of us turning to our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, for us to look upon Him at the end of the day, man. Right. That's what that's all about. That's why when you mention the Lord, it says what? He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? They just like you said, they like to stop at Abraham. He's the God of Abraham, the faith of Abraham. They just completely just omit Isaac and Jacob. Isaac and Jacob is nowhere to be found in that contrast.
Right.
You know? You got it, brother.
It's Joel 2 and 27. You shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. There you go, man. The Lord said himself, man. He is the God of Israel and none else. The Lord don't like 140 million. The Lord will pray, man. That's like 36. See, that's that whole thing. That's why the prophet is here to break down his understanding. Ultimately, it's given back up to us via Yahweh. Right, his sacrifice, the seals are open. All right, at these end times, we'll be able to come back into the truth and understanding, all right, of who our power is. See? A lot of people been lied for hundreds of years, man, with Christianity, man. See? Got it. Gee, we don't force that shit. We force on us 5,000. That's all right. See? So-called white angel, white guy. Your son white, everything white. Everything white is good. You know what I'm saying? No, man. That shit is a lot, man. See? I was trying to do it. I was walking through the day. He was saying he just spoke out there. Right, see? Yeah. You look at all the tribes, man. You know, all the tribes, like the brother said earlier, man. Different shades of brown, man. You see? This whole these small heads, they ain't fit, man. They don't fit the prophecy for the chosen people, man. They fit the prophecy for the wicked, though.
Now, granted, you are gonna have Israelites that may look like the so-called white man, or you may have Israelites that look like a so-called African, a so-called East Indian, a so-called Chinese, Japanese. Right? You're gonna have Israelites that'll look like those quote-unquote nationalities of people, right? But the reason as to why that happened is because we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? See? That's why we don't call ourselves black Hebrew Israelites. We're not black. Okay? Black is just a color, it's a construct that was created by our enemy to further keep you in oppression and to label and to categorize you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, man, you're gonna have Israelites that'll come looking in various different shades, looking like the different nations. But ultimately, when you look at it from a macro scale, that's why we say the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we say the so-called white man. Right. See, so-called. Because we was out here saying Esau, Edom. We would have people that would know, but the majority of people ain't gonna know. Yeah. When it's all said and done. Right?
Zechariah 1, verse 16. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercy.
I am returned unto Jerusalem with mercies. That's who's going to receive mercy at the end of the day, man. Okay? Only ones that are going to receive mercy through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai are going to be the elect of the nation of Israel, which is going to in turn trickle down to the whole nation. Because 2/3 of the nation of Israel here in America are going to be completely burnt up and destroyed. Okay, the rebels worldwide are going to be purged out. See, but the elect of the nation of Israel is going to be saved, man. Read that again.
Zechariah 1, verse 16. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercy. Right. My house shall be built in it.
My house shall be built in it, man. And who is the house of the Lord? You see the temple being erected today, man. We each and every single last one of us are our spiritual block, a spiritual stone. It tells you that in the book of what's that? 2 Peter 2, probably 1 Peter 2, but 2 Peter 2. It says that ye as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, man. Okay, so his sanctuary is going to dwell in Jerusalem amongst his people. Right. You got it.
It says, therefore thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, I am returned to Jerusalem with mercies. My house shall be built in it, saith Yahweh of hosts. And a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem.
And a line shall be stretched forth upon Jerusalem. What's a line represent? Okay, a line represents a border. See, letting you know that, so that goes to show you there's going to be restrictions in the kingdom of heaven, man. Everybody ain't going to be able to access the kingdom of heaven, man. You know? As a matter of fact, hold that real quick. Can you get Revelation 11 and start at verse 1? Just read down. That's why, we got to get out of here, man.
Yeah. Revelation chapter 11 and verse 1. There was given me a reed like unto a rod, And the angel stood, saying, Rise and measure the temple of the Most High.
Rise and measure the temple of the Most High, which the temple are the people, right? Go ahead.
It says, In the altar, and them that worship therein. With the courts which is without the temple, leave out.
With the court which is without the temple, without means outside the temple. The court which is outside the temple, which being outside the temple is another way of saying what? Being profane, right? But the court which is outside the temple, go ahead.
It says, And measure it not, for it is given unto the Gentiles. And the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
See, it says, but the outer court don't measure because it's given unto the Gentiles. And the Gentiles, what? They were trodden down Jerusalem for 42 months. What's the 42 months represent? The 42 months represent 3.5 years, which is that 350-year period where we will be trodden down, like it tells you as you read down in the chapter. As a matter of fact, real quick, Luke 21, where it says that Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles until, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. And then we'll jump back. This, you get your precept. Get your precept first.
It's 1 Corinthians 6 and 6. I started verse 15. It says, Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Mashiach? Shall I then take the members of Mashiach and make them the members of an harlot? Yahweh forbid. All right. It says, What? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For two said he shall be one flesh. All right. So the Lord forbid you to be joined into a harlot. All right. He said, if we joined in with Yahweh Shem Shai, as we've been going into earlier, that lineage, his bloodline. All right. But it says like in Romans 9, when Paul was talking about his kinsmen who are Israelites, that is going to, we're joined into Yahweh Shai, so we're joined in by what? By blood. All right. So when the Lord shed his blood, like he said, that was basically for the Israelites, mainly not for the elect. All right, so he said he's gonna be joined with what? These other harlots were basically going into these other heathen nations, other than Israel. Their gods and all that. Yeah. He said, God forbid. All right, because like you said, you can't bring these different gods into this temple. Because what? We're supposed to have that border that basically keep those out of this temple. All right, and now the Lord said we are now we're the temple. All right, this is the temple right here.
Yep, that's right. And that was the reason as to why we fell as a nation, man. Due to idolatry, the Lord, the scripture says that Yahweh Shai is a jealous power. So whenever we started following after the customs of the heathen, and we didn't, ultimately what we were to do, we were supposed to kick the heathen out of the Holy Land. When we went to the land of Canaan, after we got out of Egypt, we were supposed to go back into the land of Canaan, like the prophecy stated. Because remember, it was told unto Abraham in Genesis 15 that look, your seed is going to be afflicted in a strange land for 400 years, but after that I'm going to visit them again, and they're going to go out with great substance and go and occupy the land of the Canaanites, the Perizzites, all the heights. We're supposed to go into that land and pretty much kick all the heights out of there. The Canaanite nations are out of there, man. But what do? We let them mingle amongst us, and we mingled amongst them, and they became a snare and a trap unto us, man. We started following after their gods, following after their customs. Because the law was made for us to be separate. See, that's what the law was given to the nation of Israel for, was to separate us from the nations, man. See, but we mingle with the heathen, which in turn caused the Lord to pretty much jack us up. Hence the curses. You got it. Yeah, come.
Luke 21 and verse 24.
Did you have any more?
No.
Luke 21 and 24. It says, and they fell by the edge of the
I can answer your
sword.
question. 1 second. My fault. No, you good. I was going to say that we're the Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Y'all Israelites too. Yeah. Hey, I'm just going to say, man, repent, man. Hey, it's about to start getting bad out here.
Right.
You got it.
Luke 21 and 24. It says, you started 23.
Yeah, start where you feel, brother.
This is Luke 21 and 23. It says, but woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land and wrath upon this people.
Right, now when you read this is mainly talking about 70 AD. All right, when the Romans came through and they sacked Jerusalem, all right, they pretty much besieged Jerusalem and set up a siege wall around Jerusalem and pretty much starved us out as a people. You see? Now, you are going to have women who are going to be pregnant in this time whenever the Lord returns, and they're going to be in great distress too. See what I'm saying? That is going to happen, but you're also going to have women who have children, young ones, who the Lord is dealing with, and the Lord going to deliver them, man. As it tells you in the book of Jeremiah.
And this one in Isaiah. Is it in Isaiah or Jeremiah? It talks about that, about the woman that travailed.
That's in Jeremiah. I think Jeremiah 30. I think I'll look for it when you continue. I think it's like Jeremiah 30 or Jeremiah 31. One of those. Where it says the woman that travailed, pretty much delivered. Jeremiah 30 or 31. Find it real fast. Jeremiah 30. I might have to look it up on my phone. Actually, you can continue. I'll look it up.
Okay, John, this is going back. Luke 21 and verse 24.
The word travail is in there, right? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Travail.
Yeah.
Okay. Nah, I'll hold it for you.
Now, this is Luke 21 and verse 24. It says, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled."
Right, it says Jerusalem will be trodden down by the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. Now, Jerusalem was physically trodden down by the Romans, right? They came and sacked the temple underneath Titus. They came and sacked the temple, right? And what happened? We fled into various remote parts of Asia Minor, Northern Africa, Western Africa, Central Africa, Germany, France. We were scattered. Right. That was a part of the great diaspora at that time. You see, but when you look at it now, as we're scattered in these various different lands, Jerusalem is still being trodden down to this day. Because what? The people are being trodden down. That's why it says in Revelation the 11th chapter, okay, that pretty much the dead bodies will lie in the street of the great city, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt. And they wouldn't suffer our people to be put in graves, man. And that being dead is talking about being dead mentally, spiritually. You see, and that also goes to show you that Jerusalem now would have Gentiles in the land, actual Gentiles in the land. So those people in the land of Israel today that are calling themselves the true chosen people of the Most High God, right? Those little baby hats over there, who are they? They don't fit the prophecies of they don't fit the prophecies of Israel in the last days. They own every damn thing, man. Right. They're not afflicted. They get all kinds of aid annually. These are questions that you would ask, man. Right. But it says until the times of the Gentiles be. Matter of fact, you still there? Yeah. Can you get that word? Times, and then that word fulfilled as well too. It says that Jerusalem will be trodden down into the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. So that who ultimately let you know that the Lord set this up, man. We had to be trodden down, man. Prophecy ultimately had to be fulfilled.
I think this is that word times. It says kairos. I'm saying that right. It says due measure, a measure of time. A longer or smaller portion of time.
Due measure. So the measure of time had to be. Everything is set up in its perfect order. Yahweh Basham Shai has everything set up in the time. He has it set up in a place. He has it set up in a position, and it doesn't move that said measure until the Lord fulfills it. The Lord is not going to go past that measure.
Right.
I think it says that in 2nd Ezra like 14 or something like that, or 4, I think it is. You don't got to get it, but I think it's somewhere in 2nd Ezra. But it says opportune or seasonable time, the right time, a limited period of time. A limited period of time, the right time. You see? And we're at that time right now where the Gentiles, the actual heathen, are getting ready to be judged, man.
Right.
The right time at the end time.
Mm-hmm. And we are in the, man, if you can't see me in the end times, then shit, the Lord got you where you blind as hell. He got you blind. And there are times that fulfilled, that were fulfilled. Okay.
The Strong's G4137, Pharaoh says to make full, to fill up. I.e. it says to fill to the full.
To fill to the full. Just like, for an example. Just for an example. The time of the Amorites had to be fulfilled before we could actually go into the land. You know, the iniquity of the Amorites had to be fully accomplished before the Lord judged Egypt and took us out of the land so that we can go into the land of Canaan. It's the same thing with America. America has a specific amount, and not even just America, Esau. See? Which by Esau's judgment, America's going to be judged because remember, Edom is the daughter of Babylon. Or Edom is tied, I would say, to the daughter of Babylon, which the daughter of Babylon is America. Put it like that. So there's a certain measure of iniquities and sins that have to be fulfilled and accomplished before Yahweh sends Yahweh Shah to complete it.
It says, to cause to abound, to furnish or supply liberally. It says, to make. It says to fill to the top, so that nothing shall be wanting to full measure.
See the fill to the top. You got the plug.
No, it says fill to the brim.
To fill to the brim, pretty much to fill up. Like Yahweh Shah told those wicked scribes and Pharisees, fill ye up the measure of your fathers. That measure had to be filled up. And it's still being filled, and it's almost filled up now because you got them same looking niggas that's back in the reincarnation. So Yahweh Shah was talking at that time, and he was speaking about the future. The time they had to fill up that specific measure so that what? Ultimately, that judgment's gonna come down upon them. Let their blood be upon us and our children. Yeah, that cup got to be filled up too. The Lord don't leave no stones unturned, man. That's why when the judgment comes, everybody's gonna get their just judgment, man.
Right.
You know?
It says to make complete in every particular. It says to render perfect. It says
To render perfect, it makes me think of Isaiah 47. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
You get that precept for 9.
This is Jeremiah 31, verse 8. This is Jeremiah 31, verse 8. And it reads, Behold, I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the east coast of the earth. And with them the blind and the lame,
Right.
the woman and the child, and her that travaileth with child together.
Right. See, so the Lord is coming. Hey, man, brothers, sisters out there may be having particular. You know, I think when I touched on that like a while ago, like a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Particular ailments or you know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be, man. You know what I'm saying? Women with child, pregnant with child. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord is going to deliver them, man. You see? But what we read in Luke, woe unto them that give suck. That's going into the 2/3, man. You see, y'all, them hoes ain't gonna get saved, man. You see, like the brother said, man, these little they're raising little monsters, man.
Right.
I put in the chat, man. Remember I showed y'all yesterday that little nigga talking about I ain't got no guns. I ain't never leaving the room. Oh yeah, yo. Nigga talking about I can get Johnny Food and Don Julio all on the same block. Nigga said that shit like it's a flex, man. What the boy gonna do with a nigga like that, man? What can anybody do with a nigga like that? Even what's that nigga name? Your boy. Boy Johnson. Even he said all the niggas out there can't be psychologized. He said some of them niggas gotta go to sleep for good. Even he understand that, man.
Yep.
You still got just like IUIC going out to the hood and trying to wake these niggas up, man. Right. You niggas don't give a damn about the Lord, man. And the Lord don't give a damn about their ass, man. The Lord is only concerned with the elect, man.
And the scripture says the whole head is sick. It's uncurable, man. 2/3 of our people are literally uncurable. Like there's no kind of cure that you can give 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. The only cure really is the scriptures, man. It's a spiritual cure. See? But when it comes down to the rest of our people, there's no cure.
Right.
The only cure is being destroyed. Death.
Right.
That's the cure. Being completely destroyed and starting over fresh.
Even did it before.
So you got Jake, they come against us when you tell them that they're the people of the Most High. They come against us, especially the nigger woman, they get mad. You know what I'm saying? I saw a video where a dude was upset and laughed. They said, y'all trying to say that Jesus is white. Is black. Yes, it's scripture tell you.
Right.
But they don't go into it. They just say, okay, this is what I know. Because what? You've been indoctrinated by who? Your enemy. But you want to continue to try to say that we're basically supposed to be here in subjection, still trying to go dunk a basketball, and 1% of the nation can receive get money.
Right.
Everybody else got to be down here and squalor. No, we're supposed to be in a rulership mindset. We're supposed to be kings. We're supposed to be free. We're supposed to be princes.
Right.
But why? Why we didn't receive it? Because what? We were stiff-necked. And the Lord punished us.
The nation's supposed to follow us, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. See, the Lord has always set it up like this. What do you think Adam was? Adam was a governor. You see, he was a ruler, bro. You see, and he passed that down through the lineage, like the brother Thomas Myers quoted, what is it, Genesis 5, according to the lineage of Adam. When you read the Josephus, it tells you how that lineage was basically rulers. They was government, bro. You know, see, they said they had a government. That's what it literally said. He passed the government down. You see, so they was ahead. They was ruling over the people, bro. You see. So that shows that even now in wickedness, all these nations follow Jacob. You know what I'm saying? All the latest fucking dances. You see? Right. Whatever it fucking may be, it's sports. Everybody want to follow, they following that. They following the example of Jake. Right. That's Jake posters on these goddamn heathens' walls, man. Yep. You don't see these goddamn, you don't see Jake riding around listening to but you see them niggas listening to our shit. Right. Yep. You know?
Right. Yep. That's facts. You don't see them listening over here listening to some goddamn hip-hop. Right. You know that you don't see that happening. Yeah. No, but they damn sure they go. You know the Moabites and Ammonites, they gonna dress like us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna dress like us. They gonna try to be like us. You know, because I mean, you do got Jake that's scattered amongst them too, of course. But like you said, we ain't trying. You know, we ain't over here listening to some goddamn Hamite music. You know, whatever the hell that niggas be listening to, everybody listening to that shit. Right.
I listen to Hamite. I used to work with. I used to work with him when I first moved out here. He had me listen to that, and he was like jamming, thinking something. That shit was trash. It was horrible. He trying to give me a feeling. I was like, hot garbage. Hot garbage. They ain't got it. You know, we're supposed to be flavored. You know, we're the flavor. We're the salt of the earth. All right, we give flavor to His word. Right. That's why the nations need us. All right, they don't want us to rule over them, but they need us because they know they'll thrive when they have us. You know, when they have us as subject. Ezekiel 31:9. It says, "They shall come with weeping and with supplication. Will I lead them? I will cause them to walk by the rivers of water in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel."
Right. You read that chapter, what is 31, Jeremiah 31? 30 and 30. When you read those chapters, it's going into the restoration of our people, man. Right. You see? It's going into the Jacob's trouble too, but then it talks about the restoration, man. You see, the Lord restoring, man. You see?
It says, "For I am the father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn." And that's going to that northern and southern kingdom, where they're going to be joined in a place where the Lord is going to get ready to destroy, but they're going to be delivered, the elect of what? The northern and southern kingdom. Ephraim represents the northern kingdom. All right? And like I say, Judah represents what? The southern kingdom, which is basically Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. All right? This is Isaiah 51, verse 3. It says, "For Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall comfort Zion. He will comfort all her waste places."
And He gonna comfort Zion, man. The scripture says in Isaiah 40, "Speak ye comfortably unto what? Unto Jerusalem." See, so the Lord is ultimately going to comfort Israel. He's going to comfort Zion, man. Okay? Because we're the ones that need comforting. You know, so ultimately the comforter that's written about in the New Testament, who's that comforter for? Okay? It's for Israelites, man.
"And he will make her wilderness like Eden."
He will make her wilderness like Eden. What does the wilderness represent? The wilderness represents us, our people. Ezekiel 37, the valley of dry bones. You know, Isaiah 35 says that a rivers of water shall be spread forth in the wilderness. You know, and various different kinds of trees. The myrtle tree and the fir tree will spring up. And it goes into what? The prosperity of our people whenever this knowledge gets preached unto them, man. It's supposed to hydrate you, man. Right. But ultimately, the Lord is going to hydrate our people spiritually at the end of the day when it's all said and done.
Right. It says, "And her desert like the garden of the Lord. Joy and gladness shall be found therein. Thanksgiving and the voice of melody.
Yep. Singing, man. Pretty much joy and prosperity, man. See, we ain't gonna have to worry about death. We ain't gonna have to worry about getting sick. You know, our men are gonna be in order, our women are gonna be in order, our children are gonna be in order. We ain't gonna have no goddamn divorces. You know, all that shit gonna be something of the past, man. Esau gonna be in subjection. You gonna be ruling. You know, you ain't gonna have your wife popping off at the mouth at you, man. You ain't gonna have another Israel looking at you ready to take you out because you got a pair of Jordans on, man. You know, you ain't got to worry about a PDF file looking at your child getting a hard on trying to, you know what I'm saying? All that shit gonna be gone, man. You know? We gonna actually know what it means to exist and to be.
Right.
Any more of that? What was you read something?
Yeah, I started. This is Isaiah 51 and verse 3. It says, "For the Lord shall comfort Zion. He will comfort all her waste places."
Right. Thank you for shit. Our people are the one this morning, man. You see, so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, you in a state of you in a horrible fucking state, man. You see, bottom of the damn totem pole, man. You see, we the ones who need saving out of this place, man. Psalm 33 tell you all the heathen are confederate against me, man. Right? You see, so all they out there, they make laws, bro. This whole system was set up for your ass to be oppressed and about. Clearly, we need deliverance from the system, man. See, your ass the one who goes to, I'll be right back, baby, who goes to the store, your ass get shot by the goddamn cops, man. You see, you the one who, like the brother says, like so-called black on black crime. You see that hatred that they get out of each other, man. We need deliverance from this shit, man. Money is not going to do it, man. Money is not going to do it, and y'all niggas coming together not going to do it. The scriptures is the ultimate, this is the only thing that's going to heal our people, man. You see, and it's going to start with the elect, man. You see, it's going to be through the elect, man, through your Hawashai and the elect, that the rest of the nation is going to be able to come back, man, and they're going to come back in a righteous state, man. You see? Yep.
It says,
I want to pull this one. It's Jeremiah 15:5. It says, who, in the NLT, it says, who will feel sorry for you, Jerusalem? Who will weep for you? Who would even bother to ask how you are? None of these goddamn nations do, man. They don't pass no fucking laws for you people, man. For you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, man. Right. You the ones oppressed, shot down. Here it is, these heathen Moab that get slapped on a goddamn bus. Yeah, and here it is, they pass laws for them goddamn bastards, man. Yep. You see? But here it is, our people want to build this nation and still building this nation, man. You see? Everybody else get reparations, but Jake still don't get shit, man. You don't get nothing. What are these same politics and presidents go to your neighborhood, nigga shoot a basketball, tell you, oh yeah, we're gonna do a lot for the black community. We're gonna put this much of it. As soon as the nigga get in office, they can't you ain't throw you niggas out the window, man.
right. But they give you that illusion because what they'll put somebody that can bounce a basketball, throw a football in your face and say you can be this. You need to pull yourself up by your bootstrap. All right, no, but that's what they do. They basically linger and hang somebody in front of you like a LeBron James or something to make you be like, we can be like this. Yep. Bro, that ain't nothing. I mean, people in the NBA. That's all they want to do. In the NBA, I think maybe, I might be off, but I'm sure that it's maybe 500 players or something like that. It's a very, very low number.
Bro, Esau done a great job, bro. That movie, they clone Tyrone, that was about you. That was like the Apostle Hall said, that was a documentary.
Yeah.
You see? You remember at one point in time when you know, getting asked as a kid, what do you want to be? I want to be an astronaut. I want to be this and I want to be that. You ask these niggas now, I want to be a rapper. I want to be a hood. I want to be, I want to be a rapper. I want to play basketball. Yeah. Niggas ain't got no aspiration besides that shit, man. Esau done a great job with making you a goddamn monster, man.
Right.
You see? Putting you in the mindset of being nothing but entertainment to their ass, man. Mm-hmm. You see, a tool that he can use to further oppress your people, man.
Yep. Right. Yep. That's why the scripture says, amongst my people are found wicked men. You know, Jake that sold out for the system, and they're set up to further deceive you and to further keep you in that something place, man.
Right.
You know, because you know you got these Jakes that got these millions upon millions of dollars, but they ain't helping you.
Right.
Oh, this is my role model. This is my idol. You know, here it is. This man's a complete freak.
Right.
He's getting turned out. You know what I'm saying? He's turned down all kinds of just crazy stuff, man.
You know, asshole to his people. Like Michael Jordan. Look at this fucking asshole. Goddamn how good that nigga is. That nigga, he can ball his ass off. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit person, bro.
Yeah, he's a horrible individual.
Right. You know, no love for his people, bro. He gonna get kids shoes. Right. Nigga that did communion them wrong.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Horrible. Horrible people, bro.
Jay-Z the same way.
Yep.
All these players with him, but his Michael Jordan is terrible. You know, they say he don't give a damn, but you'll see up here at the golf course, hugging, giving high fives. He up there, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He do be doing that shit, man.
Hugging them, grabbing them tight. You see?
Big ass hand tapping on the back of shit. Ah, bop, bop, bop.
Yeah.
Right. Niggas eyes like the light. Michael Jackson from Thriller and shit.
When you see Jake come, this nigga, he'll have somebody who'll grab and push him out the way. No, he don't want no, he'll tell you that quick. No. He got video of him, somebody trying to come up to him, he shut him down quick as hell, but don't even pay attention to him.
Yep.
Man, I still got that Ezekiel, bro.
Ezekiel 12.
You know,
Might as well, let's get it. Liz, did you have something?
Yeah, I bring something.
Ezekiel 12 and 21 it says, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that ye have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth?
And that's what most of our people believe, man. Our people don't believe that, you know, they notice and they feel in their spirit that something's wrong. You know, they feel in their spirit that something ain't right. And they, you know, that something's getting ready to happen, but they can't pinpoint why. You know, they can't spiritually pinpoint it. Man. So, you know, when you mention the Bible and you mention about the end times and the Lord coming back, they'll be like, oh, well, you know, we got more time left. You know, well, you know, we still got some. Why did Jake say that? Because ultimately they still want to have fun, party, and bullshit. That's the reason. That's the why. So it's a proverb to Jake. It's a riddle. I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do. Right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
Verse 22. It's like verse 23. Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will make this proverb to cease.
Right, I'm gonna make this proverb. I'm gonna make this proverb to stop. So the Lord gonna shut all that shit down, man. You know? I'm gonna say, hey, with the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man, hey, the Lord about to the biggest shut your ass up is getting ready to happen on the planet Earth, man. Because everybody needs to just shut down and shut the fuck up. Everybody needs to. The only people that need to really be talking are the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's it. But everybody's still talking and playing games. Once again, the biggest shut your ass up is coming of all time. Right?
Bro, it's happening like a motherfucker, bro. That nigga passed this law with this crypto shit. Bro, the MOT. The Lord about to, man, bro, these proverbs, man, he's making them deceased, man. The Lord is about to, he's bringing them to pass, man. It says, going back, Ezekiel 12 and 23, it says, tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord God, I will make this proverb to cease, and they shall no more use it as a proverb in Israel. But say unto them, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision.
See, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision. Right? And when you get that word effect in the Hebrew, that word is the bar, which means the speech of the vision is coming to pass. How is the speech of the vision coming to pass? The speech of the vision is coming to pass by way of the prophets being on the scene, man.
Right.
Okay, the Lord always sends forth his prophets before he brings forth the great judgment. So the effect of every vision is happening, man.
Right.
This AI infrastructure is taking place. It's happening, man. The mark of the beast system, which is the RFID microchip, is happening.
Right.
Okay, digital governance and surveillance is happening. How they want to use so-called medical and making America, quote unquote, healthier again and using health as a guise of security, it's happening. Jake bugging out in these last days, renouncing their religion, renouncing their belief in their heritage, it's happening.
Right.
All these things are happening right before your face, man. See, so the Lord, the scripture says, the Lord said in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, though it tarry, wait for it, man. It shall surely come. And it's here.
I want to read verse 22 and 23 in the NLT. Ezekiel 12 and 22 in the NLT. Son of man, you heard the proverb they quote in Israel, time passes and prophecy comes to nothing. Tell the people, this is what the sovereign Lord says. I will put an end to this proverb and you will soon stop quoting it. Man. Now give them the new proverb to replace the old one. The time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled.
Woo, man. The time has come for every prophecy to be fulfilled, man. You see, there's prophecies that's written about in the Old Testament that haven't come to pass. There's prophecies in Genesis that ain't come to pass yet. You know, Deuteronomy, down the line, Deuteronomy 28, verse 1 through 15, it hasn't come to pass yet. You know? So it says that what? Every vision is every prophecy is ready to come to pass. Oh, you got it, brother. Go ahead.
Keep going, bro. Verse 24, it says, there will be no more false visions and flattering predictions in Israel. For I am the Lord. If I say it, it would happen.
Hey, that's what the Lord said his word should not come back void as well.
Right.
All right, we actually seeing things starting to come about where the prophets, the true prophets, the men of the Lord, like you say, Stephanie, like here, like you say, you got true teaching and true understanding and great millstone. These prophets that are happening, you can't stray away from them.
Right.
Even like these other accounts, they've been giving you certain things, but they ain't telling you what's really the full skinny of what's about to go down.
Right. Bro, this is them. Keep going. Verse 25, it says, for I am the Lord. If I say it, it will happen. There will be no more delays, you rebels of Israel. I will fulfill my threats of destructions in your own lifetime.
Woo! I'm gonna fulfill my threats of destruction in your own lifetime. He's like, so in your lifetime, you about to see what I'm talking about.
Right.
We don't got another, a whole another 3, 4, 5 generations down the line. No, this is the time now, man.
Right.
And the scripture says that the acceptable time is here. That's what the scriptures say. Now is the acceptable time. Now is the time where the Lord is getting ready to bring forth vengeance upon our enemies, man. Upon 2/3 of our people, and he's going to also bring forth deliverance for the elected nation of Israel, man.
Right.
All the various different promises and blessings that the Lord said, this is getting ready to happen now, man.
Yep.
It should make you be more on fire, man. It should make you be more a brother, man.
Right.
It should make you be more on point. You see? We're living in the times now.
Yeah.
It says, I, the sovereign Lord, have spoken. Then this message came to me from the Lord, Son of Man. The people of Israel are saying, he's talking about the distant future. His vision won't come true for a long, long time.
There it is. That's the saying that it's the saying that most of these jakes do. That's the saying that most jakes do. That's gonna happen. They've always been talking about that. Or you have an old Jake, an old Negro. You know what I'm saying? That's the Bible times.
Right.
Why you talking? You ain't talking about the Bible days. Here it is. Here it is. You a Christian, so-called you a Christian, but you'll say that's the Bible days. What are you talking about? If you're a Christian and you believe in the Bible, how could you say that that's the Bible days? Are we living in the Bible days now? If that's the case,
Exactly.
that's talking about the Bible days. How does that make sense? You're always in the Bible days then, right? According to prophecy.
Right.
The Lord ain't came back yet, so that means that you're still in the Bible days, right?
They did it as a skill.
When did it ever skip? When did it ever stop?
Right.
You see?
They're blind about religion and Christianity. These people go bug out. When they realize Christianity ain't gonna help them in that time, and they wake up from that shit, they gonna start spazzing out. Right now, they're just under that fucking religion, brother.
That spell, that spell of
Lord,
Christianity. That's it. Like the elder said, that's it. That's ultimately at the end of the day, the Lord rejected them.
Right.
These jakes that don't get it and they walking around just bug out their minds and just through scoffing, playing games. Israelites playing games, making merchandise of the truth.
One more.
You know, all this madness. Ultimately, the Lord, and the scripture says, reprobate silver. They're reprobate silver. And the Lord rejected them, man.
Right.
Rejected silver. And what's good for reprobate silver? To be burned up. That's the only thing you can do with it is just burn it up, man. You know?
I'll read 27 again. Son of man, the people of Israel are saying he's talking about the distant future. This vision won't come true for a long, long time. Therefore tell them, thus said the sovereign Lord says, no more delay. I will now do everything I have threatened. I, the sovereign Lord, have spoken.
Man, you got it out.
Yeah, it's a little like your brother going into, man. See, the Lord is getting ready to do everything he said he was going to do, man. See, hey, you can bet your bottom dollar the Lord ain't playing, man. See, if he said it's going to come to pass, man. See, he spoke about bringing destruction on this place. A time like never before, the Lord going to do it, man. It's about to happen. We about to see it. Laws are being put in place, all right, just to fulfill that prophecy, man. To fulfill the MOTB, everything, the Lord is controlling everything, man. See,
I got something for you, Bernard. I'm sorry. I got something for you, Bernard. You can break it down. I'm gonna start at verse 2. I'm gonna just read down because it's going in right what you see. Second Ezra 16:2. It says, "Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children, and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand."
right. Right now, everybody, man, they ain't mourning. These people not mourning, bro. You see, so the Lord is going to bring something on their ass like the elder said. That they going to realize, okay, Christianity, that's BS. So all the things, everything my pastor been telling them, you lie, mother, father. Like that niggas from fucking 300, you went wrong. Niggas going to find that shit out, bro, and be through. Niggas, bro, the time is coming, bro. It's going to be, so you can't even, bro. You can't even fucking fathom. We can't even fathom, bro. That's why we don't need divine intervention. That's why we doing what we doing now, man. We want to be protected. But the Lord he's gonna switch this whole spirit of Babylon the Great, man, from murder into mourning, man. That's it.
Yep. And like the scripture says, it says, then shall they know that I am Yahweh. Right. That's when they gonna, like, when you read that, the Lord is like, look, when these things happen, you gonna know that I'm the Most High. You gonna know that the Most High did this. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah did this, man. All right, verse 3. 2 Ezra 16:3. A sword is sent unto you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Right. Because Esau gonna be promising, he's gonna be promising just like those magicians did, man. During the time of Egypt, they were promising the people, and they did a little for a certain amount of time, but it got to a point to where they couldn't hang with the Lord, man.
Yep.
See, the left-hand magic ran out. See,
Yep.
and then this time the same thing gonna happen when the Lord start bringing these plagues. Esau gonna try to come with some relief. You see, these people really gonna believe it, man. But they gonna read that one more time, bro.
Yep. It says, 2 Ezra 16:5. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away?
Right. I can drive them away with my technology. Yeah, don't hurt. Come here. I got you. That shit ain't gonna fucking work, man. The Lord got this thing in the trick bag, man.
Right.
You see, when you read the Wisdom of Solomon, it says even those magicians, bro, all right, the priests on the left hand of the Egyptians, man, even they was tormented by the plagues.
Yeah.
You see? The
guy- I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, bro.
Well, the guys that the Egyptians was worshiping, the Lord pretty much made them gods appear unto them and then pretty much frightened them, man.
Man.
Think about it, imagine that a big hawk-headed nigga walking with long ass beak,
Right.
you know, hands swollen as hell, eyes red. Like, they were probably seeing that kind of stuff, man. You know? All the various different plagues that the Lord brought was gods that they worshiped, man. The god of the Nile, the god, the frog god, the fly god, the darkness god.
Right.
They all worship that. So the Lord pretty much brought them plagues upon them. Like, look, your God ain't doing nothing about this.
Right. Man.
You know what I'm saying? Mocking them. And just like Elijah mocked them false prophets,
Right.
what's happening right now, man? Esau's left-hand prophets is being mocked all over again right now, man. He's going to frustrate the counsels of the wicked, man.
Right.
2 Ezra 16:6, it says, may any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it has began to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer?
Right. Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to shoot an arrow. You ain't gonna be able to tell us stop.
Right.
Men,
Wait!
Right.
Right? Yeah, like a cartoon.
Right. Yeah.
Go have smoke from out the
Right.
back, you know, that little cartoon bends, straight, turns back around. Ain't gonna happen.
Right.
It says, verse 8, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive? It said, the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire.
Like I said, help the Lord, and he's gonna send these plagues among. All right, the plagues, the famine. All right, so he's sending them, so he's not gonna turn them away because he's the one that's presenting it to you. All right. Like I said, Esau, he's gonna basically be looking around like, well, I did what I can do. All thing I can give you is to see you, and tell you I can make things better. When we start seeing more of these things, like say you gonna have these animals that's gonna be free running around. When they said who can drive a hungry lion, you're actually gonna see things like hungry beasts that's gonna be running around. How you gonna get away from them? You can't run that. You can't run fast another beast.
The Lord had this nigga release like millions of fucking flies into the fucking air, bro. Like the so-called combat, some kind of fucking fungus or some shit like that. That was a plague like maggots. Yeah, some shit like that. Yeah. So the Lord had that nigga do that, and that shit, the Lord had that shit spiral out of control. That was a plague in there. The Lord gonna bring fear on this bitch again, man. Let's do these.
Verse 9. And fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? Here's the point. The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence?
Nigga beats you for powder. Bro, what is that? Hey, bro. That's an ass whooping right there.
You getting your ass beat.
Bro, dry your ass. Dry your ass out. Yup. Damn. Hey, plague, like you said, that arrow, that's going into the missiles too, man. Yep. Hey, an arrow can mean actual famine, and, you know, these are all tools of the Lord, weapons of the Lord, man, that the Lord uses to, you know, bring destruction, man. See?
If I may continue, actually, verse 12. The earth quaketh in the foundations thereof. The sea arises up with the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
Right. That tells you when Joel shooters, they're going to hit their mark, man. They should not, what do you say? They should not break rank.
Yeah,
Joel roughly paraphrase. See, so that lets you know that, hey, when he, because that's going to be an ultimate arrow, man. That missile. See, Lord going to use that shit to turn the heat up on the planet Earth, man. And cook you motherfuckers, man. According to Malachi, what is that, Malachi 4? Yep. The day that burners are you, that Jake like that saying, let them cook. Well, the Lord going to cook your ass, man. Yep. The day that comes, it's going to burn like an oven, man.
Like Jake like to say, I got that heat. I got some heat. I got some heat for that nigga. Or the Lord got some heat for your ass too. Lord got divine heat for your ass. Right? Verse 14. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. I'm sorry, I already read that. No, verse 15. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer turneth not backward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
Right. The Lord is an expert marker, man. He know how to hit. He know, bro. Look what he did to the Egyptians when he brought those plagues, man. All right, well, brother, we did a Thursday night sit down on that one time, man. You see how the Lord, man, how the Lord broke Egypt down, bro. That's why I say in Exodus 15 that the Lord is a man of war, bro. Yeah. See, when you really go in and you read these commentaries on what the Lord did, bro, the Lord put man to pro the Lord. He put that nigga, bro, at the right spots and just fucking that nigga, fucking his whole infrastructure, bro. Yeah. Even how the people, his reputation, how people looked at him, man, because the Egyptians looked at him in the sky. Yeah. So the Lord fucked his infrastructure, fucking food up, like the brother said earlier about use their own guys against them, their so-called guys against them. The Lord broke that nigga down, dog.
Yep. It was an economic collapse. Like the Lord destroyed their economy, man. The Nile River, that was their source of traffic, that was their source of trade, their food, their water, their cattle, you know what I'm saying? That was their source of livestock. Destroyed that. They couldn't move or trade anything. Because think about it, the way that Egypt got built up and was pretty much the way Egypt started falling was because of Joseph. Right. Yep. So Israel was the one that ultimately caused Egypt to flourish. Yep. When it's all said and done. And Egypt got rich off of Joseph, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemal Shah sending Joseph the dreams. Yeah. Right, the 7 years of plenteousness and the 7 years of famine. Right. Egypt was balling. Everybody had to go to Egypt. Because it says that it was a plague upon the known world at that time, man. Right. Canaan was plagued with famine. All the different big regions of the earth was hit by famine, man. They all had to go forward into Egypt.
Right. Like I said, and it's nothing under the sun. Just like when Joseph came and Israel had Joseph had Egypt to flourish, like the preacher mentioned earlier, going to Revelation 11 around the 8th verse. This is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. The same spirit is among this land here that we are upon today, which is America. And who brought this land up? Who built America up? It got built up on the back of you so-called black Latinos and Native Americans. That's how America was built. Now you got people trying to go around and say it wasn't built that way, but no, that's the same spirit. And the Lord is going to do the same thing to America they did to Egypt, even worse.
Yep, even worse.
Right? America has a mighty military. Egypt had a mighty military then. The Lord decimated it, right? He split the sea, and what did he do? He drowned half of the army.
Shit,
All of them. Yeah, he drowned all of them.
They military. It says Pharaoh and his army got dropped in the sea.
And you know, and that's still they still find cherries and things within the river today.
Yep. Right. A little more to this. Verse 17. Woe is me! Woe is me! Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of... Go ahead.
Well, I would say, as we were saying, who was to deliver me in these old days, he was saying all this saying woe, and it was the beginning of things.
Right.
This was just starting. He like, damn, who's gonna deliver? Because if it's happening like this now, it's not gonna get any better.
Yep.
So he said, who's gonna deliver me in these days, in these times that's going? One thing to let you know that Ezra is here today.
Right.
And another thing to let you know that when these things start happening, it's gonna get real bad out here. All right? And you're gonna look for it. And the Lord said you're gonna be seeking death.
Right.
And they shall not find them. You're gonna be looking for somebody to put you to death. And somebody just go ahead and hear me now. The one thing about it, when it becomes famine in the street, famine is one of the worst ways to die. Like I said, by water, by fire, it's definitely by famine. And what? Your body begins to eat itself.
Yep.
So you sitting there like them kids that be over there in Africa when they be showing them, trying to say feed them with just 10 cents a day. They be having their eyeballs being eaten up by flies.
Yep.
Why? What are they going through? They're going through starvation. Why? Because they ain't got anything to eat. And that's what's going to happen here in America. And it could be because it might be having food, but it's just things might become too expensive for you to get.
Yep.
So these apocalyptic movies that you see, you're going to see all that come into play. What is that? The Road.
Yep.
You got the Book of Eli. All these things going to come to play. But you got to think, these different apocalyptic movies, they'll show you the end of these things. But look at the process you get. They really don't never show you the process of how it became.
Yeah,
how
like
it began.
little clippings here and there,
Yeah.
like, kind of show you, but like, yeah, but like, they like when you using that movie start, they already in the smoke.
Yeah, they don't see the decline. They might show you they hug and watch the TV eat. Then they show you in the past like, damn, we fucked up.
Yeah.
They don't show all the way to the proper decline of it.
Yeah,
All right?
collapse of
That's
society.
right.
So I got something for you real quick. Lamentation 4 and 9 in the NLT. Those killed by the sword are better off than those who die of hunger. Starving, they waste away for lack of food from the fields.
Yeah. See, somebody say, take me down, kill me now. They don't look for a sword. They'll look for somebody to put a bullet in those days. Because why? Because when you that's a quick out. But when you got to go through this, I ain't ate for 5 days. All right, they say you go 8 days or longer, you probably could have perished. All right, if you go with water without 3 days, think about that. You go without water without 72 hours, you're basically gonna be through.
Yeah.
3 days. Now, when you look at that and you think about what Esau is saying now, that basically water shouldn't be free.
Yep.
Think about that. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege to have water.
A necessity of something you need to sustain your life is a privilege. That's what he said. Basically saying it's a privilege for us to give you what you need.
Yep.
In a wicked kingdom, it makes sense.
Yep.
Who's ruling?
Mm-hmm.
Part of that.
Yeah. And now he's saying I don't want everybody on the earth. It's millions of people. I want to get 100 million. So what he's going to do? He's going to start taking the necessities that you need to keep living and basically give it to you gradually.
Right. Yep. Ration.
Rationally. That's a damn devil for you. This is a wicked nigga, and y'all black, Latino, Native Americans, and like I say, you Israelites, y'all are actually basically condoning a lot of things that he do. but he through his wicked spirit, he's gonna condemn you. He's been condemning you.
Yep.
He's been trying to get you to perish. That's why he always put all this bullshit in your food. All right, put lead in your water. He's saying, damn, y'all ain't down fast enough. Y'all ain't perishing fast enough. Eventually, this man is gonna get set up to just basically go bounce to the wall and just say, we're gonna just take him out real quick.
Yep. Gonna use science.
So use
Yep.
science. And then we know ultimately through the Lord that's setting this up. But you gotta think, this heathen, this wicked nigga Esau is, as the priest mentioned earlier, the harbinger of death. Wherever you go, death and hell follows you. You get to a point where if the death ain't happening fast enough, he's gonna find a way, like through his signs.
Genesis 47, verse 14 in the NLT. I'm starting 13. It says, meanwhile, the famine became so severe that all the food was used up, and the people were starving throughout the land of Egypt and Canaan. By selling grain to the people, Joseph eventually collected all the money in Egypt and Canaan, and he put the money in Pharaoh's treasury. It says, when the people of Egypt and Canaan ran out of money, all the Egyptians came to Joseph. Our money is gone, they cried, but please give us food or we will die before your very eyes. Same shit is going to happen too. Same shit is going to happen again, man. It's going to be a famine in Egypt. It's going to be a great famine in Egypt, man. Over here in Babylon the Great. It says, Joseph replied, since your money is gone, bring me your livestock. I will give you food in exchange for your livestock. So they brought their livestock to Joseph in exchange for food. In exchange their horses, flocks of sheep, goats, herds of cattle, and donkeys, Joseph provided them with food for another year. He says, but the year ended, and the next year they came again and said, we cannot hide the truth from you, my Lord. Our money is gone, and all our livestock and our cattle are yours. We have nothing left to give but our bodies in our land. Ooh. Niggas gonna get their bodies up, man, for this fucking ride. Niggas gonna stick their hand out. Yeah. Don't give it to them. You know what I'm saying? We get that goddamn Big Man, we get that Arby's sandwich. Right. Nigga don't even eat Arby's. Nigga gonna want an Arby's sandwich in that day.
Arby's nuggets.
Right.
Steak nuggets.
Get some curly fries. You hear it, nigga?
Yep.
Right. Man, that shit gonna happen. They gonna sell their bodies unto him, man. And he's and the Lord is gonna allow this. The Lord is gonna cause it to happen, man. Being promised.
Yep. Right. Yep. Because the Lord ultimately is the one that brings forth famine, man.
Right.
You know, it's not, and the Lord can use the heathen. He can use Esau. You know what I'm saying? He can use the heathen to bring forth, to systematically bring forth a famine. Or the Lord can just have it to where, like recently, when you look at it, it says that there's been 3,000-year floods in the span of a week.
Right.
Recently. It says there's been 3,000-year floods in the span of like 3 days or something, 3 or 4 days, something like that. For various different remote parts, like here in Texas. Right. You had a flood that pretty much happened that was, and they're still trying to find all the bodies of the victims that got drowned out.
Right.
There's a flood, and there was floods in New York. There was floods in Newark, New Jersey. You know, you have various different floods that happen. That's the Lord bringing forth plagues, man.
Right.
You know.
I have a co-worker that live up there. She lives in like New Jersey. I don't know the area, but it's like maybe off the tip of New York or something she said. And basically, her street is gone. Half of her street, a part of her street is gone. She couldn't leave. I mean, he said it's just wiped away. You know, and I was like, I was kind of like, damn, what do you mean? She was like, it's gone. Like she said, maybe 2 blocks of it just gone. So we try that way, they gotta basically build a whole new street right there.
And the article says the year of the flood, a dozen 1,000-year floods in 3 days were quickly followed by historic flooding in New York and New Jersey. The year of the flood, mind you, think about that. Think about how spiritually that is. The year of the flood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I made me think about the flood of Noah, man. Noah's time. And as the days before the flood, as it says, as the days before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving it to marriage until the flood came. But now we know it's going to be a flood of fire this time, man. You know? That was it.
This is 1 Peter 4 and 7. It says the end, and I'm reading NLT. It says the end of the world is coming soon. It actually is here. The end of the world is coming soon. Therefore, be earnest and disciplined in your prayers. All right.
Man, heavy, man. He said be earnest and disciplined in your prayers, man. Hey, pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. Pray to the Lord, man. You know? Not that little weak ass, you know, like those little weak ass, you know, prayers where you don't even believe it, you just think you're praying, but you don't even believe it. Man, no, sincerely pray to the Lord, man.
Right.
We gotta constantly be praying all the time, man.
Right.
You know, when you get in your car, pray to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. When you make it home, pray to the Lord. Thank the Lord for getting you there, man. You know, when you got particular bullshit going on in your mind, pray to the Lord, man. You know, because we're in a time right now where Satan is turning up, man. Messing with our minds, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, making us think off thoughts. You know, prayer is that defense.
Right.
You gotta have the helmet of salvation on, man.
Right.
Yeah, if I can add, praying is the scriptures speak on prayer, big on prayer, man. There's a scripture that says pray without ceasing. Then there's another one that says watch as well as pray, man. So hey, praying is important. Apostle Rakab, he pushes that you know, for brothers to pray, man. You know, he's big on prayer, man. You know, because hey, we gonna need prayer in the coming times that we're coming into.
Right.
I got something real quick because the brother mentioned that how the water was a privilege a second ago, and I found this scripture going into that. You know, the elder mentioned how, you know, it makes sense in a wicked kingdom, and of course we know, pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth is in the hand of the wicked. So this is Lamentations 5 and verse 4. It says, "We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest." So, hey, bro, it's in the scriptures, man. We paying for water, something that's free. What's that? Orlando Brown. Yeah, he went on a rant recently, going into how these things that are free we're having to pay for, man. You know, the homeless shouldn't be, they shouldn't be hungry. There should be abundance of food for even them. You know what I'm saying? But he went on this rant, man, and hey, it makes sense, bro. It's in the scriptures.
Right.
You know, we have to pay for things that the Lord gave us for free.
Right.
You know?
Pay for light.
Jake say that shit and realize, they don't realize they still in captivity.
Right.
Right? People are stupid, man.
Yep.
Jake smoked that shit, nigga, you in captivity, you a slave, man.
Yep.
Still a slave in this country. I'm sorry, that's crazy. You got a social security card. They gonna allow you to make that Hollywood money. And you gotta take your soul out for it. You're still a slave, man.
Yep.
Slave, man.
Yep. Says, well, you know, pretty much what would you gain if you gave up your own soul, but you got quote unquote the world, man.
Right.
You know, at the end of the day, it's a two-edged sword, man.
Right.
You gotta sell out, and then you're gonna lose at the end of the day. You know, you gotta pay for light.
Right.
You gotta so-called electricity. You gotta pay for light. You gotta pay for water. You gotta pay for wood.
Wood. How's that? Your tables that you buy, your clothes for school and shit. Anything made out of wood, anything made out of wood, you gotta pay for it. Everything, a lot of shit come from trees, man. Even paper made out of wood.
Yeah. Oil. You know, the earth's natural lubrication. You got Esau fracking for oil all damn day. And oil, without oil, nothing moves. Without oil, you can't even build a house. You can't build a house. You can't, the water bottles, the plastic water bottles that we drinking out of. You ain't getting that without no oil. You ain't getting your clothes without oil. You ain't getting your cell phone, your internet, your computers, clothes, all that. All that requires oil, man.
So how can you people say the so-called white man got the devil, right? When we explain and read to you the fucking the problem of the devil, right? Jake, I really got a bad
You mentioned how you do fracking, oil is being fracked with natural gas and oil. This nigga would literally cause an earthquake, a mini earthquake, to get natural gas out from the earth. He go down there and did here in Texas, what was that, going some years ago, you started getting little light tremors here.
Yeah.
Why? Because of all that damn fracking. You know, so what do? He got to slow down, and then he started right back. See, that's the devil. He don't stop. He don't even give the earth rest. He'll go and basically go drill for oil, and You know, the Lord said after the 7 years, you're supposed to let the earth rest. This nigga be up there for 10 or 15 years at the same spot till his bones dry.
So, you know that I made that point, you know what I'm saying? The time of my bank doing about selling the soul, man. You see, like the brother talking about saying, I think you're going to lose every time with this devil, man. You see? It's a trick, man. They show you that movie, what is it called? Brandon, yeah, Bedazzled. Brandon Fraser. Every fucking wish that nigga he wanted to make. Every wish, you know what I'm saying? He said, the devil told him, I'll give you everything you want. And when he got the fucking, you know, the situation, it was always something that's fucked up about it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He would always get fucked in the end, man. But our people back then, our people, you know, knew what actual wealth and money was, man.
Right.
This is the voices from our past. Crowfoot value land more than government money. It's going into some of our Native American chief. It says First Nation chief who negotiated with the government before signing the treaties were very wise leaders. These leaders were sincere in their requests and were concerned not only with themselves in the present, but also with the future and what it held for their descendants. So I'm gonna jump down. This is Blackfoot. Now this Crowfoot's like Chief Crowfoot. It says the story took place during the negotiation preceding Treaty 7, when Chief Crowfoot met with the government spokesman. It said the government spokesman spread some dollar bills on the ground and said, "This is what the white man trades with. This is his buffalo roll. Just as you trade with skins, we trade with these pieces of paper." Chief Crowfoot took a handful of clay and made a ball out of it and put it on the fire and baked it, but it did not crack. He turned to the government representative and said, "Now put your money on the fire and see if it will last long as this clay." You see? So they knew what it was, man. All right? It says the government spokesman was embarrassed and quickly replied, "No, I cannot do that because my money will burn." It says with a gleam in his piercing gray eyes, Chief Crowfoot said, "Your money is not as good as our land is." He said, the wind will blow it away, fire will burn it, and water will rot it, but nothing can destroy our land. You don't make a very good trade. See, so our people back then knew the value of money, man. They knew this goddamn devil. That fucking money ain't really fucking money, man. That ain't really fucking real resources and value, man. The fucking paper dollar that people rob and kill each other. You see? That shit, and niggas on fire. And Esau right now, he's putting laws in place to do away with that shit. All this shit you niggas holding that block of money to your fucking guy. Esau's doing away with your guy. Then what? He gonna bring forth a new guy for you niggas to worship, man.
Well, that's that scripture in Isaiah where it says that he furnished the table for that truth. When you get that word, let me get it real quick. Because, what else in Isaiah? He furnished the table for that truth. Right, Isaiah 65 and 11. Isaiah 65 verse 11. It says, "But ye are they that forsake Yahweh, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth, and that furnish the drink offering for that number." Right? Now when you get that word truth, that word is God. Right? Not Gad, but it's God, Gad, right? But it says here, it says Gad equals God of fortune, a Babylonian deity. You see? So when on the dollar bill where it says, "In God we trust," it's going into that Babylonian deity of the God of fortune. It's not talking about the Most High God, Yahweh Basha, and God we trust on the money. That's talking about, that's going into some Babylonian Egyptian madness, man. And that's what when Jake got the, when you see rappers walking up with a stack of money on their ear and, throwing money and just throwing money all over the place. And that's not real money, man. That's not gonna save you in the time of vengeance, man. It tells you that they're gonna cast their silver and they go out into the streets. Whereas the bats and the moles is gonna be able to get to it, man. It's not gonna be worth anything, man. You know?
It's looking like Venezuela and things like that. When they money lost its majority of its value, they said you saw money flying in the streets. You know, people walking around with barrels of money just letting it go. They were burning their own money for heat. So we look at that. Just think that they wouldn't have been doing that if it was like tangible things like gold, silver. They wouldn't have been doing that. But like I said, it lets you know that it's nothing done. The dollars you have to be backed by something. If it ain't backed by anything, that means it's nothing. It could be a piece of paper and a tag.
Esau came and took their fucking their book. Yep. See, took their natural resources. You know what I'm saying? Their agriculture, all that shit. So hey, he gave them the goddamn paper.
Yeah.
I got something. Genesis 12:5. And Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their substance that they had gathered, and the souls that they had gotten in Haran. And they went forth to go into the land of Canaan. And into the land of Canaan they came. Now when you get that word substance here, that word substance is rakawash. All right, it says property, goods, possessions, property, goods, general term for all movable goods, of livestock. See that? Of livestock.
Yeah.
General term of movable possessions of all kinds, especially including cattle. When you read it in the NLT, it says his livestock and all the people he had taken into his household. So his servants is also his substance and his wealth as well too.
Right.
That builds up both. It tells you that Abraham, he was rich in what? He was rich in silver and in gold.
Right.
That's what he was rich in, you know. But where did they get silver and gold? If it was silver and gold, where did they get these paper dollars from? It's not back by
This is Job 1 is verse 3, but I started verse 1. It says, there was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job, and the man was perfect and upright, and one that feared Yahweh Shai and eschewed evil. And there were born to him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep. His substance was 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen.
Let me say this real quick. And even when you read this, right? I'm sorry, read his substance again, bro.
Come on. Verse 3, his substance was also with 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household.
And a very great household, all these various different things. 7,000 sheep, right? From here to that green light right there, 7,000 sheep can't fit. So it goes to show you, Job had a lot of land. He had a lot of sheep. He had a lot of cattle. That's real wealth. That's real money.
Right.
So Job was rich in things that come from the earth, man.
Right.
You see? That goes to show you all the land that Job had, too. He had servants. He had all these various different things, man. Yeah, that's what he was rich in, man. That's the substance that he was rich in, man. Mm-hmm. Not no goddamn FRNs, Federal Reserve notes.
Right.
Think about it, even when you just read it, I'm just visioning in my head all the land that he had to have all that.
That's what he have over 40 acres. So he had probably 100 acres.
It says his wealth accumulated in modern currency could have been well over 200 million.
You read it again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm saying going into it, it says Job's wealth, you know what I'm saying, it accumulated these times in modern currency could be well over 200 million.
Well over 200 million. And they still probably low ball.
They low ball. Yeah. That was how much? 200 million?
Over 200.
200 million. That was probably years ago when they posted that. You know, that's a lot. You talking about that's a lot.
Probably a billion.
But what it said, keep reading, it says, a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men in the East.
He was a great man. He was the greatest man. He was the most wealthiest man of all the men in the East. And think about this, man. Men back then were balling. Like they you know, they knew the land. So Job knew the land. Job was on a level, bro.
Right, all kinds of service.
You know? Yeah, how you think you think that he was the one by himself tending to 7,000 sheep?
Right.
Tending to 300, you know, 100 oxen, 300 camels. It was just him just doing it by himself all day long, just walk, trying to find. No, man, he has servants.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of work, bro.
It's a whole lot of work, man. Making sure the land is irrigated and good, cattle, you know, garden, you know, gardening. He was Job he had to have been a botanist,
Right.
a top level botanist at that. You know, he knew the land. He knew when to move. You know,
Yeah.
he was able, man.
So with all that, even like how they have sheep be herding them, even cows, you get to a point where you see cows that eat grass, but sometimes you got to move those cattle somewhere else for this particular section to grow, and let them over in this section for them to eat, you know, and things like that. So it's a lot. Hey, it don't just take. You got to sometimes get more things together for them to go eat just grass, other than grass. Sometimes, bro, that takes a lot of work. I've seen people with 25, 30 cattle, and they have somebody to basically help them do it, like 2 or 3 people.
Yep. I got something real quick. Were you finished? Wisdom of Solomon. Somebody can break it down. Yeah, you got it. Wisdom of Solomon 7:17 in the GNT. It says, "It is he who gave me true knowledge of the forces of nature, what the world is made of, how the elements behave."
Well, that is wisdom right there. You have when the Lord give you that understanding of the elements of the world. All right, the Lord give you that knowledge of the elements and things. A lot of people out here don't understand that they don't care about the elements. They don't care about certain things, different stones and certain things that give you. They don't care about these things. They just care about the dollars.
Yep. They don't have no knowledge about nothing, like nothing, no knowledge on the herbs. No knowledge on like you said, just the ways of the earth, man.
Right.
Here it is, you come from the earth, but you have no knowledge of the earth. But the thing is that's been stripped from us, man.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah.
You know, you came of the earth, but you have no knowledge of it.
Right.
Right.
And the earth literally produces everything that we need.
Right.
But Esau doesn't give you that knowledge. He tells you to go shoot a fucking basketball, nigga.
Right.
You know, go make some music. Get to them hoes.
Right.
That's what Esau teach you. Get to them hoes, shoot a fucking basketball, and let me teach you about George Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Let me teach you about Benjamin Franklin. And this nigga, now all of a sudden this nigga made electricity.
Right.
He found out what electricity was.
Went out there with a key.
So-called nigga went out there with I put a key to a kite, and all of a sudden, eureka, electricity. And they don't teach us that shit, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about Abraham Lincoln. You know?
Right. Then we look at the elements. We look at your body. Like you come from your mother out the mother's womb, all right? And then what you got to do? When you think about that, you be like, well, I ain't come from the ground. Yes, you did, because when you look at the makeup of the body, your body is, you need the herbs and different things that come from the ground, because that what? Help replenish you, because basically you are made up from things of the earth.
Yep. Carbon,
Yep.
you know? All these things that are in the earth, man, all the particular raw materials in the earth, that's you. You made up of that. You see, but when you go into these school systems, you know, they don't teach you about the earth. They don't teach you about how to farm. They don't teach you about how to raise cattle. They don't teach you about particular herbs that come up that can help you when you're sick. How you can reverse cancer, all these various different things.
Right.
You got herbs in your spice cabinet that you use. I'm about to make some chicken today. Hey, hold on, I'm gonna make this pasta real quick. You know, season it up, whipping it up.
Right.
Knowing that the seasonings in your spice cabinet have medicinal benefits to it, man. So,
Weeds in your grass. They tell you to cut it.
Dandelions.
No, go ahead and kill these things. Put some weed killer on them. Well, shit. But these things are beneficial. Them things can help you out from there. They can help you.
Nettle, you know, the stick. I'm sorry,
No, go ahead.
like stinging nettle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was a kid, man. I used to hate because my dad used to make us, me and my brother pull weeds every Saturday morning, and I used to hate having to, you know, you have to have the gloves on and twist it from the root. You get pricked.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But stinging nettle is good for you, man. Stinging nettle cleanses your blood. It's a blood detoxifier, man. You know, like you said, dandelion. You see a field, a yard. They got all kinds of yellow dandelions in the yard. In your mind, your yard, my yard got yellow dandelions in it, man. I gotta spray some weed killer. I gotta get rid of the dandelions. And here it is. You got your backyard is a medicine cabinet.
Yep.
You know, you go out there. You know, your whole backyard, you can make a tea out of the dandelions, man. Cayenne pepper.
Yeah.
arugula.
But when Esau do, he'll tell you to go ahead and use a weed killer and we can kill the dandelions and everything else. But then he'll put it on the shelf and say, come by, it'll help you. But I'm giving you little small doses. You gotta keep coming.
A little ass tincture this big,
Right.
some dandelion root. You paying $50 for it, but you got your backyard is full of dandelions, man.
Then that nigga, he fucking dilute that shit.
Yeah.
He don't even give you the full. He just put a little bit of that motherfucker there and fill it with some filter.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, asshole.
When you go to a Jake neighborhood now, you so-called Negroes, you go to a Jake neighborhood now, you don't even got a backyard, man. Your backyard is concrete.
Right.
You just got a concrete backyard.
Yeah.
No trees, nothing but power lines and cords all over the goddamn place.
Bro, that's crazy, bro. Like you said, like, bro, we here on Earth, but we ain't talking shit about the Earth. We ain't talking how to interact with it, or you know what I'm saying? Bro, this nigga created a society. He created this society to push you further away from the creation. Into what he did, to push your ass into the fucking matrix. Damn, bro.
Took out all the laid concrete all over the place. You know what I'm saying? The earth got natural shock absorbers that help your knees, help your balance. Why do you think when you were a kid, or why do you think when you run in the grass, you run faster?
Yep.
Right. That's not by coincidence. You run faster when you're barefoot and you're in grass.
Right.
Why is that the case? You know?
Then he put in a cement mixture to make concrete, and your ass now your knee hurt. Yeah, you hurt my back killing.
My heels, my feet killing.
Yeah. You think was out there in grass constantly would be like that? No. And also, even they should tell you when you go out and stand out in the grass and things like that, that's a natural healer as well.
Yeah.
Right? Because basically you're deducting energy from the earth. You know what I'm saying? But he tell you to put your shoes on. You know, you be out in the grass, don't put your shoes on. They'll get your parents to think that because we've been indoctrinated. Put your shoes on, you might step on a cactus or something.
Man, like dirt, like Elias won't be bringing out is something dirt that when kids play with it, they handle it on the step on the dirt with, it's something to help their brain develop.
Yeah.
It's something in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All this shit, but you not talking shit in school, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy, bro.
Rocks, stones, climbing trees. That all help develop us. But now in today's generation, these Generation Z babies and kids, hey, they don't know about climbing trees and all that kind of stuff, man. All they know is a tablet, which is jacked up. You know, sometimes we rely upon that shit too.
Yeah.
Not rely upon it, but you know, we use it. But it's just like that's why we ultimately need the kingdom, bro. You know?
I want to look at it. I mean, I want to go talk to a tree mama and go to the tablet. Go look at the damn tree on the
Yeah,
tablet.
go watch a YouTube video of a nigga climbing a tree.
Bro, I was watching something video today. I went across the clip. The nigga was like when you in school, like you used to see kids with fucking cast on and shit. Like broken arm, hella kids in that bitch with a fucking cast on. You don't see that shit no more.
No.
You know, kids don't go out fucking outside to play.
Yes,
It's on the damn game. Oh, we used to be outside, bro. All the getting cold. Fucking scraped up.
Cul-de-sac.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Break, I broke my collarbone in the fourth grade playing football.
I broke my thumb. I broke my thumb riding my bike. Fell down, snapped my thumb in half. I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, back in the day, the typical meetup spot was that goddamn electric box in the yard, that green electric box.
Yeah.
That was the spot where everybody met up. You would have bikes in front of the house just sitting there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hella shoes outside.
Yeah. But we used to build bikes. We had a little bike yard with different old bikes. We'll put a bike together and create a bike. Kids can't do that these days. That made you constructive. It made you, and plus it made you think.
Yeah.
It made you figure things out. You can't tell kids to do that now. I don't know. I'm tired of hearing that shit. Kids, everything they say, they don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's how we're taught in today's society now. We don't know. Like they don't know. They literally don't know. And now you got ChatGPT that literally just gives the answer for everybody what they want. ChatGPT now is the end all be all.
Right. Look at the look at how back in the day we didn't have these phones that stored numbers and things in them. I can remember so many different phone numbers. Joe number there, he has 364 468. You know, so I knew all type of phone numbers. I can tell you not one damn phone number. I barely can tell you mine.
Bro, that's the only one I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who got it tonight? I said I had some others with some but you got it.
All right, this is Sirach 38:4. It says, "The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth. He that is wise will not afford them." Back and forth. Oh, you got it. I was gonna say you back your point up about medicines from the earth. Going to something similar as a dandelion. You walking out your door and seeing dandelions in your door.
Right.
See, bro, that's medicine, man.
Right.
Food is medicine, like the brother said. You got medicine in your cabinet right now. Particular spices, you know what I'm saying? Cayenne pepper, you know what I'm saying? Particular what is like sea salt. All these things have benefits, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of this shit, man. Esau, he fucks the season that you get. You know what I'm saying? That you know these seasons that we be using, bro. A lot of that shit be fucked up, bro.
Hell yeah.
There's hella goddamn shit in it that fuck you up, bro.
Yep.
But
Now,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, because now what's in the spice cabinet now is a goddamn pack of annihilators, nerds. You know what I'm saying? All this madness, man.
Right.
That's what's in the spice cabinet now. You know? I mean, just remember, I remember when I was a child, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, all y'all older than me. You know what I'm saying? It was rare when we went out to eat, man. It was rare whenever we would get fast food, quote unquote. Even back then, the fast food used to be somewhat better.
Right.
You know what I mean? But shit, like back then, you know what I'm saying? You just wouldn't get fast food like that, man. Now fast food is the norm. Now you get fast food every day. Not us, but you know these people, these niggas out here.
As a family, we never went out.
Man, it was a rare occasion. If you went out to eat, there was a rare. Your dad got a raise or got an extra bonus on his check or some shit.
Or you with your little homeboy.
Or you with your, you know.
Away from the house or whatever. But
Yeah.
we never did. Everything was cooked.
Yep, man.
That's the whole thing. These women know how to cook, man.
Yep.
You know? They ain't cooking.
These men neither.
Right, men neither, right? So that's, hey, bro, what you think will happen? Right. Fast food it up.
And that shit getting worse and worse, man. That shit killing you, man. You know, like fast food now. Even you can think that you're eating so-called good, and you still fucked up, man.
Right.
Bloating. I'm 32. I'm dealing with I'm finally understanding what Jake means now, man. I feel bloated. I've never felt that shit. I'm like, damn, I'm sorry, slack you, brother. I ain't never dealt with that. Now I'm dealing with shit. I'll be farting and shit, bloated, farting for no reason. I think I'm eating healthy, drinking natural juices in the morning, taking my tinctures, and I'm over here bloated, farting. Like, bro, like, damn, like, I ain't, you know, like, shit. I got some more to this. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 17. You got it. It is he who gave me the true knowledge of the forces of nature, what the world is made of, how the elements behave, how the calendar is determined by the movement of the sun, the changing seasons, the constellations, and the cycles of years.
Yeah. Change the season, the cycle of years. Was that he unchanged times and things like that? You know, in Daniel. That's what Esau did. And one thing about it, when you start changing certain things, now you don't know what, if it's summer, winter, spring, or fall. It's like all the seasons are ran together now. You know the Lord said he was going to speed up the time, but Esau have disrupted the time, the ways of life. He disrupted the things that is at hand. All right? That's why you see all these things that are messing up. All right? And who is ruling the earth? All right? That's why the Lord said to Sirach 10, he's going to set up someone that's going to be profitable.
That's right.
You're not profiting anything here. The earth is not profitable. All right? When you profit something, that means what? Things supposed to grow. You're supposed to inherit things grow. Things here are dying.
Yep. That's it. In Psalms 82 and 5, it says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
There it is.
Like the brother said, man, everything you saw, he done totally fucked up the balance of everything, man. And it, once you take one thing out the order, it fucks everything else up. Everything else is out of order. You see, and this man constantly, he don't stop with one thing. He just continue to destroy and destroy and destroy. That's why that's why the seas like they are. You see, he constantly dumping shit in them. He's taking all the filter animals that the Lord set up in the sea to clean the oceans. That's bro. I mean, and the key. That's why, man. Can you read that? It said all the knowledge of the elders. That's why the scriptures say, man, when the righteous are in authority, the people gonna rejoice. Man. When the Lord unlocks the full understanding of the creation and the elements unto the elect, this earth is gonna fucking flourish, bro. Even now, the understanding that Esau has can be used to make the earth better, right? He's just a goddamn devil. He's not gonna do it.
The blessing, he wanted the blessing, that's what he got. So now he's cutting life.
Right.
That's what the sword. He was up to cut away, cut life. So,
Taking peace from the earth. Revelation 6.
you sneeze, they take a piece from the earth. Bite your tongue, they take a piece from you. Stop your toe. You ain't gonna do all that shit with King David. None of that shit. over here, now it's double rulership. Hey, you see it. But these are indicators, if you're spiritual, you'll see that this man is the devil. If you don't see it on the spiritual level, then you think this man is your fucking friend. Right? Motherfucking cracker is the devil, man.
Yep. Now we reduce the drinking out of plastic water bottles, eating silver out of quote unquote a silver fork. It ain't even for silver. You know, you got water coming through your pipes that you take a shower. Here it is. You literally are dying when you take a shower, man. Yep. All kinds of toxins and chemicals going into your body. That your skin is the largest organ, and you take a shower, man. You got all kinds of chemicals getting into your body, man. Rusty pipes. You know. That's why you be itching all bad sometimes. You come out the shower, you be itching. Because it's the goddamn, the pipes and the shower heads, there's all kinds of filth going through it. You know? Chlorine and that shit. Yeah. You taking a shower to get clean and you just get more dirt.
And your body absorbing that shit.
Right, exactly. That's why the scriptures say, with everything this dude is doing, the Lord has shortened the days for the elect's sake, because if we don't, ain't gonna be no flesh left to be saved, remember? You know? We dying daily in this mug, man. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, it's about the grace, the love, the mercy of the Lord that we even still here, bro. With everything the devil is doing, you know, dropping chemicals on us daily. The elder Parr made a point. I think it was last Saturday. You know, the very one that's in the plane dropping the chemicals. Then he got to land the plane and get out the mother, and then it's dropping on his dumb ass. Like, dummy, bro. Esau ain't smart, man.
No. I will read it again for you. Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 17. I know you want to make a point down below too. It is he who gave me true knowledge of the forces of nature, what the world is made of, how the elements behave.
Right. How the elements behave, man. Bro, these are like, bro, going back to the chemtrails like you brought up. This nigga put elements together to poison your ass. Right. Man, bro, what you think we gonna do? We gonna put elements together to make things flourish, bro. Right. Yep. You see, the way that takes, man, bro, it's gonna go, man. We can't even fathom how the earth is gonna be under righteous rule. Right. All we know is disorder. All we know is fucked up and polluted. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when the Lord actually, you know what I'm saying, brings in order on the earth, man. That's why the scripture says it's gonna be refreshed. It's gonna be new.
Yes, right.
You see? But it ain't something we never seen before, man. You see?
Well, like I said, King Solomon received the wisdom and understanding of the elements, things like that. The earth, it was profitable. Things flourished.
Yep.
All right. That's when we have it, you know. But that was a small snippet of what's to come.
Right.
All right. There was not an understanding, the knowledge of the elements. Esau was given to the wicked. Esau received it and get the understanding of some of the elements. And what did he do? He made a fucking nuclear bomb. He made a damn atomic bomb.
Which the Lord gave him that knowledge.
Yeah.
Like, ultimately, the Lord gave him that knowledge so they could fuck himself up with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's the one that gave him the knowledge to split the atom and to create nuclear, to do nuclear fission.
Exactly.
Not fusion, but fission. And that fission brings forth a divine destruction, a divine heat that's going to ultimately take this nigga out.
Right. Now you think that's a just man that created that? The Lord put it on him to be the wicked. So he's doing what? Wicked things. All right. Like you go with the heathen, what that little boy that stole his grandma's car. He want to do hood rat things with his hood rat friends. Esau want to do his wicked things with his wicked friends, the other heathen. But what he do? He kept the nation of Israel out. Psalms 83. And that's what he is. This dude, bro, everything the Lord has set him to hide, he gave him to do on the earth. And this is basically what the Lord did. We was going off, I'm going to put someone over you, a wicked being, a wicked man over you, just to show you what he's going to do and show you what not to do.
Right. That's going to make us more grateful. That's what we're going to do. See, once your hours start going back, deliver his effort. All right? Especially when they come back down and set up on the earth after the heathens serve they captivity. They're going to be able to enjoy right? There ain't going to be no need to fucking fight.
Right.
See? There ain't going to be no need for that. And it's elements in the earth now that Esau haven't even fucking discovered, man. The Lord got it locked up to him, man. It's a combination. And you best believe this nigga done tried everything with the elements that he know. It's a combination with the elements that he know that's gonna be unlocked unto the elect. Like, this nigga only knew if he would have did this with this and this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Bro, it's gonna be so much unlocked to the elect. That's why it's gonna say they came. The house of David gonna be his guide, bro. Yeah, bro. Come on, bro. Like, yeah, like all this. Like, come on, man. What are you doing right now? All this scanning and shit that he's all trying to do with this thing, bro. We're gonna be able to look at a motherfucker, see through it, and like that fucking movie Lucy. Yeah. When she looked at her homegirl, she told her, look, you do this, do this, do that. If you eat good and eat clean, you gonna live a good life. We gonna, bro. Exactly. We gonna be able to look at a nigga and scan dog.
Communicate with the animals, communicate with a bird,
bro.
communicate with a goddamn rhino.
Bro, even when she walked out the hospital, when she got in that taxi, she was looking at the tree. She seen the veins and the life in the trees, all the roots in the ground. She seen everything, bro.
Man, I gotta see that movie again.
Bro, that shit was hard, bro.
Y'all seen it before, it's a long time ago.
Right. You gonna be able to communicate. It's gonna communicate, bro. They got language, bro. The plants talk.
Yeah.
Plants talk to each other, bro.
Who one of y'all brothers
They got a community, yeah. Bro, if one tree lacking, all the other trees are missing. They'll just able to send nutrients to this plant that's lacking. That's the community. But in all that language, we gonna be able to hear that. Because this shit now, this colors now that we can't see, the animals, this particular animal can see. You know what I'm saying? It's sounds that we can't hear, the animals can hear. Yeah. All the smells and all this shit's gonna be unlocked to us, bro.
Yep. That's why an animal can hear. That's why an animal can sense. You know, like a dog or whatever the case be, a bird.
Right.
They can sense when bad weather's getting ready to come before it comes, like if a tornado or a tsunami or like an earthquake. Like, you know, if an earthquake happens, sometimes a lot of birds will start chirping real bad. Like they'll start going in, like chirping real hard because of the frequency. You know, they know. We're gonna be on that level and some.
Right.
On a way higher level. See, that's what we got to look forward to. But here it is. Esau want to give you a goddamn pill that makes you live for 120 more years, man.
Right.
Live for 120 more years, and here it is. You still gonna get older. You still gonna be coughing, getting headache. Let's imagine getting a headache still for 200 years, man.
Can't move.
You can't move. You know what I'm saying? Bloated. You know?
You can't talk.
Yeah. 200 more years of this goddamn shit, man.
Damn.
Like, goddamn, like 200 more years of that. Here's a pill that you can live for 200 more years of slavery, nigga. Here you go. You know?
Yeah, man, shit.
But a nigga will hear that and be like, oh man, hell yeah, I could be a YN for 200 years. I can get the bag for 200 more years.
Right. Body breaking down. Body through as fuck. You can't escape nothing. You took a damn pill.
Yeah, through. I got some more to this. It says, verse 18, how the calendar is determined by the movement of the sun, the changing seasons by the movement of the sun. So Esau out here, yeah, the earth revolves around the sun. No, the sun revolves around the earth. The sun moves. Okay? By the movements of the sun, the changing seasons, the constellations, and the cycles of years. You want to speak on that, right? Yeah, it's a little more. Yep. It says, he has taught me about the nature of living creatures, the behavior of wild animals, the force of the winds, the reasoning powers of human beings.
Yeah.
That's reading my. He can read your. That was mind control, man.
Yeah.
Not mind control, but you know, Solomon could actually read people's thoughts, the reasonings of people's minds. We do. I mean, we can to a degree.
Yeah. But like I said, at the end, like I said with the creatures. All right, we're going to be one with creatures, so it's going to be like we just read earlier, going back to the Garden of Eden. You know, it's going to be like the Garden of Eden again. We're going to be one with the creatures. We're going to be able to communicate with the creature. The creature ain't be trying to eat us. Now, you go out there in the wilderness now, what happened to Esau all the time? Look at what's the name? The crocodile hunter. You know what I'm saying? He got his ass. Everybody thought a crocodile would take him out. He got took out by a stingray. That was the Lord showing. That was the Lord showing you what a sense of humor he got.
Nigga have a whole fucking show telling the when you see it wagging its tail, it means this. We get the kingdom, man. Talk that. Does that mean that? Hell no, that nigga didn't know what he was talking about. That's why I killed him.
Crocodile Dundee got killed by a damn stingray. That's crazy. Crikey. You know? They got pierced through by a stingray, man. You know?
Oh, and let's let you know that the Lord is going to set us up to be what? To be masters of the earth, to build, all right, to flourish. You can't do that here right now in Babylon. You can't do that right here, right now in the earth. Because what? He'll set a ruler up that you have the marine life reaching themselves. Because what? He's suffocating because of all the bullshit he put inside the ocean, in the sea. He pollute us. I mean, we can't hardly breathe because of this shit.
Well, the earth is going to be changed so much that it tells you in the scripture that the animals not going to even war against each other, man, right? It says the wolf going to lay down with the lamb, the lion, lion going to lay down with the ox, and eat strong. Right, and eat strong. There you go. That shows you how much of a change that's going to take place, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to change everything, like, down to the core. And what it's going to go back to what the Lord originally created it to be.
Exactly.
Yep. I got something real quick. I'm going to go back to this. Isaiah 14.
10 o'clock.
All right, I'm going to read this real quick. Isaiah 14, verse 7. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. That's going to whenever Esau falls, man, the earth is going to be at rest, man. The earth is finally going to actually rest. It's going to actually have a Sabbath.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's ultimately what we're advocating for, man. We're advocating for rest to be on the planet Earth, man. Whereas what? We can actually rest. We can actually exist and be, man. You know? Because you can't exist in a society. You can't be here. Everything is a constant struggle, man. You know, you rely upon fucking caffeine and alcohol, you know, to just somewhat be in a decent state of mind, man.
Right.
Either drinking yourself to death, or you rely upon fucking caffeine to stay awake because you need energy. And then the caffeine that you get ain't even real, man. It's all artificial BS, man. You know? But hey, you know, with that, Jack, hey, so with that, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Rakakadash. We want to give double honor to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, and taught us this truth. Much peace, love, and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.